What's up, y'all? How's it going? It's Anime Gamer back with another live stream. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different. Before I get into that, if you like the content that I create, make sure you give the video a thumbs up, like it, subscribe, share it with your friends or whatever, and turn the notification bell on so that you do not miss a video. So what we are going to do today is, I've thought about doing this for quite a while, is while I play a game on stream or something, we'll obviously still do the Hangout and chat, but on Saturdays, I haven't determined if it's going to be every Saturday yet. I'm hoping. It just depends on, how things go and whatnot. I'll do this every Saturday. I plan to do it quite often, but yeah, we are going to do a Bible study. So I'm going to read a chapter, and we'll talk about it, stuff like that. So, hey, how's it going?
Let's do this.
But the one I picked for today, honestly, is Psalms 51. I picked this one because it's honestly, it's one of my favorite psalms. I think that this psalm holds a lot of weight, honestly. I also think that if you have not read Psalms 51, I highly recommend you go and check it out. Anyway, Psalms 51 is about basically where David is consumed by grief and sin. His sadness over sin and grief. And I think it's a very interesting, honestly, chapter. But I'm going to, honestly, I will be saying this. I do read out of the King James Version. I don't really read a lot of the other Bible translations for obvious reasons. I think a lot of them have kind of really chopped up what the meaning of the verses are. Sorry. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with KJV. That's just what I feel comfortable with doing. If you obviously read another version, you can turn with me into the Bible you read. That's no big deal. Whatever is good for you. Anyway, I may make brief pauses within the game, to kind of focus on, what it is we're talking about, all that kind of good stuff, Also, I do plan to link a Discord server at some point on the channel. I've made a server, but I've got a lot of work to do with it. So just give me some time. I don't know how much, because I got other stuff I do too. So, but I just put some of the rules laid out on it, but I haven't got the whole thing done. So if you want to wait to join, until I get it all done, that's no big deal. I'm hoping to build a pretty good community, so we'll see how it plans out. We'll see how it turns out. But anyway, after this round here, I will start reading the chapter. So
there you are.
So I thought about doing this for quite some time now. And it's just something I've really wanted to do, is to do some stuff like that. I think it'd be really cool, honestly. So
you're finished. Time to end this once and for all.
you'll join when I get it done. You want to be a mod? Yep, sure thing. You will be the mod. You'll definitely be a mod. I will obviously have like some bots for mods too. But yeah, I will definitely make you a mod. So I'll just invite you when I get it completed then. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, Psalms 51 out of the KJV version. It's another reason I picked this chapter that I'm going to read is because, you know, a lot of the things, not the very same things, but like, you know, certain things I've dealt with, you know, this chapter here seems to be something that really lifts me up, so to say, when I feel like I've just sinned beyond recognition and just can't, I don't know if that's the right word to use, sin beyond saving or whatever, you know, and like thinking, you know, I'm going to go to hell because I'm, you know, all this. But it's like, you know, the devil plants those things in your head, obviously. And it's like, you know, yeah, I struggle with certain things, but it's like, you know, one day, hopefully I will stop it. But,
Are you okay? It looks
anyway,
like I don't know my own strength.
It reads, "Have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy loving kindness, according unto the multitude of thy tender mercies. Blot out my transgressions, wash me thoroughly from mine iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. Against thee, thee only have I sinned, and done this evil in thy sight, that thou mightest be justified when thou speakest, and be clear when thou judgest. Behold, I was sharpened in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Make me hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice. Hide thy face from my sins, and blot out all my iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. Then will I teach transgressors thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. Deliver me from the blood guiltiness, O God, thou God of my salvation, and my tongue shall sing aloud of thy righteousness. O Lord, open thou my lips, and my mouth shall shew forth thy praise, for thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offering. The sacrifices of God are a broken spirit, and a broken and a contrite heart. O God, thou wilt not despise. Do good in thy pleasure unto Zion. Build thou walls of Jerusalem. Then thou shalt be pleased with the sacrifices of righteousness, with burnt offering, and the whole burnt offering they shall they offer
Please,
bullocks upon thy
allow me to
altar.
see how much stronger I've
Okay,
become.
so I think this is a very
Let's see if you
interesting,
still got it after all this time.
chapter within, in Psalms. I think it's also one of the more emotional ones in Psalms as well. I feel like honestly this here kind of reflects Psalm 23 in a way, in a sense, but I think by far, though, in my personal opinion, that this is probably the most emotional psalm. But anyway, that's neither here or there. But anyway, like, I know what that's like, I know what he's talking about, wash me from my iniquity, cleanse me from my sin, for he acknowledges his transgression. So he's acknowledging his sin. He acknowledged what he did wrong, and his sin is ever before him. Like, he's struggling with it. He's trying to stop, but he's really struggling with it, right? And he's calling out to God. He's grieving. He's and a lot. He's lost a lot of family, a lot of people in life, so he's grieving here. And not only is he grieving, but the fact of the matter is like he's got the sin stuff to deal with on top of it, right? So. Grief in and of itself without the effects of sin, I'm going to tell you now, it's very hard to deal with. It's something that can really make you feel like you're going insane. Grief is not fun, when you've lost someone you care about. No matter who it is, whoever you care about. I don't care if it's a family member, the neighbor down the street, a singer that you may have liked that died. But, grief is a powerful thing, and not in a good way. But, David here in this chapter is literally grieving to the point, like, he's feeling kind of hopeless, so to say. And I'm sure a lot of you know what that's like too. People who will see this video and whatnot. And it's like, it's not fun, so to say. It is not fun to sit here and grieve and feel completely hopeless. But yeah, and another thing too, he talks about, like, how he was sinning since the day he was born, pretty much, almost. Which is, do you sin as a baby? I mean, I think this is what I think. I think you start learning. You do your first sin when you're a kid. When you're a baby, you can't really use your mind or nothing. You have like this virus of sin within you, but it's like it starts to activate when you become a child. Like, say, like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years old. You'll start like lying to get out of trouble, or lying, so you can get like an ice cream cone, or some kind of toy, or maybe you just picked up a toy that didn't belong to you. And yeah, a child doesn't know any better, but sin is sin. Like a child, they don't really know any better, and I think when you start getting up to, like, especially teenage years, that's when you really should start thinking about this kind of thing. Especially, I mean, kids obviously should be taught this stuff, but a lot of it they won't understand, and some of it they will, But another thing too that really is really powerful in this is where he says, "Hide thy face from my sins and blot out all my iniquities." Now, basically what he's saying here is he's disgusted by his sin. He's completely and utterly disgusted. Like, because David, he's killed a lot of people, okay? He's in battle. Like, and he's had a lot of women, obviously, but he's killed a lot of people in battle, basically, and going to war basically all the time. And he's asking God to give him a clean heart and renew a right spirit within him, because he just feels completely hopeless and defeated by these things, by the way the world is, a fallen world, not to mention, you got sin on top of it, and he's got grief, he's because, he's lost a lot of people, so to say. I'm not going to go through and name all of them. That would kind of take a while. That's kind of another topic for another day, I guess. But this chapter here, I think, is really good for a Christian to read if they're struggling with sin, honestly, or grief. I find myself reading this chapter quite a lot more than I read a lot of others. But it's like, he's asking, he restore the joy unto me of thy salvation. So basically he's saying he knows he's saved, but in all reality, he does not feel saved. And I know what that's like too. I have felt that many times. It's not a good feeling at all. And he even goes like a chapter, like in a verse before this, "Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me." So in a sense, he's kind of thinking that he may just be too far gone. Like, he thinks that he's just too far gone, and that God is going to take his Holy Spirit from him, and then he's not going to have anything to do with him because he's so bad. But later in the chapter, he doesn't feel that way. He knows that God is there and is going to forgive him for all his sins, But it's like, I know what that's like. And it's like, he even goes on to quote, like, we don't do all these sacrifices and all this, It's like, sometimes you have to sacrifice things, like, for God. There's certain things I've had to sacrifice for God. Like, I used to watch, like, stuff like Wrong Turn, and there's movies that would not benefit me. And I had to give them up for the Lord, because it's like, if it's not benefiting me any, why do it? I get maybe some people to say, well, you get kind of scared. That's not really a benefit, so to say. I mean something that's like, it makes you think, or, it's got something good in it, good messaging, all that. Now, there are a lot of horror movies who do have good messages, but there are quite a few. A lot don't, though. But, that's just an example. It could really be kind of anything, I guess. But, it's like, when we sin, it's very serious. It's very serious, even if we don't think it is, or we don't feel it is. In all reality, it is. And I plan on doing a topic about that at some point. I don't know when. Like, I've got a lot of topics planned for the channel, so if you do like the topics, make sure that you stay tuned. Or if you're not watching it live, and you're watching it later, that's fine too. Or if you see this video in like 2 years even.
Burning attack!
You know, it's whatever, you know. Yeah. Also, another thing too is
This is the end for you.
he's talking about like teaching the transgressors the way, thy ways, like the ways of God, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. So he's talking about his desire to tell people about God, to get them converted, you know, to a loving God. You know, when you're grieving, that is very hard to do. I'm going to be honest. It is extreme. I know firsthand. I really do. But you gotta kind of. How do I say this? You kind of gotta. Crap. You kind of gotta. I would say, you know, obviously pray about it, but like, you gotta try to combat your negative emotions. Now, I'm not saying that if you're of God, that you can't feel anything negative or nothing like that, like a lot of these other ones do. Like, because negative emotions, we honestly learn from those. I think negative emotions are necessary for humanity. I think it's necessary for growth. You know, I mean, but, yeah, it's like, you know, it's talking about, you know, do good and not good pleasure, you know, like, you know, do what you're supposed to do, all that kind of good stuff. But it's like, you know, sometimes, you know, I get that's really hard for us to do, you know, and I totally understand that, you know, but at the same time, it's like, you know, we got to fight through all of it. That's what we got to do. You know, we're called to fight, you know, and I thought about even doing some devotionals, like based off of like animes and stuff, or like other Asian stuff that I like, you know, like a devotion based off of that, like make my own devotional. I've thought about doing that as well. Like I said, I've got a lot of things I kind of want to do for the channel. But even if it takes a while for the channel to get out there, you know, more, it's fine. Somebody will eventually watch this, so it's like I'm not really all that worried about it. Yeah, another thing too is like, you know, he's wanting here in verse 8, he's wanting the joy and the gladness back, you know, and it's like he's talking about his bones just feel broken. Like, he's comparing, like, the way he feels to broken bones. I think that's a very good way, honestly, to describe that. Like, I think this psalm is very well written by David. Crap.
I'll fight you next.
But, yeah, David really knew what he was doing when he wrote this psalm, obviously. But, anyways, that will wrap up the chapter reading, but, as far as, oh, hey, how's it going, Christine? Glad you stopped by. I thought about doing, like how I was mentioning, like, you know, like, we have the call and the need to fight. Like, you know, like, it's kind of like, I kind of thought about doing, like, one of my first devotionals, like, I don't know if you've seen Dragon Ball Super, but, like, doing a devotional based off of the Goku Black arc. Like unedited, unscripted, like, just make my own devotionals. But
Burning attack!
it's not going to happen overnight, obviously. But like, I do want to do that because I think that would be really cool to, you know, try to reach some people whenever the channel does take off. But I think we've got like 110 subs now, and like quite a bit of my viewers tend to watch this after it's live, after it's not live. Hey, how's it going? Wait, can you not hear me? Okay, well, of course you can hear me. You wouldn't have asked what kind of devotionals I was going to do. I don't even know why I asked that. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I'm also going to make I've made a Discord server. I plan on, like I said, I plan on linking it with the YouTube at some point. Like posting it in the description on YouTube. I've got some of the rules laid out, so it's like if anybody, you know, is interested in helping with the server, I do not mind the help. But I've got some of the rules laid out, obviously, but I haven't got them all laid out. I've invited one bot so far. I'm trying to figure out how to do like the whole roles scenario, but it's basically going to be like a Christian, like weebs server for like people who like anime and anime games, preferably anime games and anime both. But if you want to join, you're welcome to join. I don't know if you have Discord or not. Like I said, I just created it, so I've got to go through and make all the channels, you know, fill out everything, do all that. So it's going to take me some time on top of me doing other stuff. But this is something I'm going to start doing, is doing a little bit of a Bible study, like on Saturdays. Like I said, I don't know if it'll be every Saturday though, y'all, but I'm going to try to make it every Saturday, unless something comes up or I'm just not feeling well. I've got Discord too. Okay, if you want, you can message it to me. And then I'll invite you. Like I said, I'm trying to get everything situated on it. And if you want to help, you know, that's cool too. I mean, if you help, I'll make you a mod. You know, so but you know, the mods do got to go by the rules, obviously, and if someone goes against the rules, obviously, you know, it could result in a kick or a ban. But like I said, I'm still working on rules. I've only got like 9 or 10. But I'll probably edit those rules, you know, like edit the wording on them. Like I'm trying to just see how it's going to lay out. Because I've never made my own Discord server before, so this is kind of new to me. But I'm wanting to
get ready, folks. This will be a feast for your eyes.
Make it, you know, and obviously like no legalism, no politics, no woke crap, like none of that. Like I don't want politics in my Discord server. Like I don't want to hear about it. So it's like, you know, it's not a political server. So if you do join, anybody watching this, keep in mind it's not a political server. So take that stuff elsewhere. But yeah, if you're interested in helping, you know, just message me about it, and you know, we'll see what we can work out and whatnot. But but yeah, I plan on doing, like I said, I plan on doing these studies, and like I said, I picked Psalm. I don't know if you heard me read the Psalm or not. I don't know if you joined the stream late or not. I have no clue, but yeah, I plan on doing this quite a lot. So I'm only going to do stuff like that I know about, because I'm not going to do a Bible study basically on something I don't know about. And what I mean is, like, if I'm not able to talk about it, you know, give my thoughts on it, so forth and stuff, like I'm not going to do it, like, because I feel like that's not my place to do that. Because it's like, you know, I'm going to sit in here and I'm going to read it and I'll be like, well, sorry, Chad, I don't know what that means. Like, you know, so it wouldn't barely be like a point in doing a chapter like that, like if I don't know, because I'll be honest with you, I don't think anybody knows exactly what the whole Bible means. Like, I can tell you now, I don't. I mean, I know a lot that comes, you know, with the Bible, but there's a lot that I don't know, that I don't understand, that I don't get. But it's like, you know, it'll be all right though, because, you know, I like to preach on what I know, so forth. But yeah. Like I said, if you are interested, you can always shoot me a message and we can work something out. I don't mind. And that really goes for anybody. I mean, like, but I will say this: you've got to be a Christian to be a mod, because it's a Christian server. So, it's not a legalistic server, though, so to say. So if, like, someone wants to say shit in the server, by all means go ahead. I really don't care. You know, just as long as you're not talking like vulgar and like using like blasphemy, we're good. You know. If that makes sense. So, but also, as I was saying before, where he goes against thee and thee only have I sinned and done this evil in thy sight, that thou mightest be justified when thou speakest and be clear when thou judgest. So okay, so basically, you know, he knows God's going to judge him for the whatever, all this stuff. He knows it. So he wants to hurry up and get that over with, obviously. You know, stand corrected, something that a lot of people don't want to do today. And not only that, but justify him. And what I mean by that is justify him within the faith. Like, you know, God will be like, you know, it's all right, I get you failed. You know, let's try this and this, you know. You like, and there will be some sins you will not cut out. That's what you have to realize. Like, you can fight all day long for years out of years, and it's like sometimes you get nowhere. I mean, I've known people that claim that they say, oh, well, I did this, you know, but when I got saved, it was like I just randomly stopped. I mean, I'm not saying I don't believe that, because actually I can kind of testify to that in certain cases that is true. Like, when I was an atheist, like, one of my favorite words to say was GD. And when I became a Christian, it was like I didn't even say it anymore. I had no desire to say it. Yeah, definitely best to keep the topics you can actually speak on. Glad to hear you want to keep politics out of the server. Yes, I do not like Democrats. I don't like Republicans. I don't like Trump. I don't like Kamala and all them other idiots. No, I don't like none of them. They're all evil. They're all bad. They all promote all this garbage, and it's like I don't care. That is of the Matrix Beast system. I care nothing about it. I just want to chill, you know, talk about games and anime games, Asian stuff, you know, God, stuff like that. That's what I want to chat about. Or even some movies. Heck, I'll even make a movie section in the server. I don't mind.
If you think you can beat me, you'll have to.
But kind of keep it to, you know, make it to be like Asian movies or so. I mean, I guess you could mention like American movies, I guess, if you wanted to. I don't really care as long as it's not like something like The Exorcist or something. Or like anything like remotely satanic. But yeah. Anyway, I guess what we'll do now is just kind of hang out and chat, I guess. I don't really have any more I really want to say too much on that. Like I said, that chapter, the reason I picked it is because, you know, that chapter is really close to me because since I've been grieving, I've noticed that chapter, it does bring me great comfort. You know, because not only am I grieving, but, you know, I'm just like everybody else. I've got sin I struggle with. And it's very comforting, honestly, to read Psalm 51. So if you're dealing with grief and sin, I highly recommend that chapter. Just heck, read it out loud if you have to. Read it several times if you have to. I mean, heck, it's like, you know, there's been times I'll sit there and listen to it several times in the shower. Like, you know, do what you got to do. I mean, like, but it's like, you know, it's. I originally planned, honestly, by the way, to do something in Matthew tonight, but it was like, you know, I was thinking about that psalm, and I was like, well, I kind of want to do this psalm instead, and then next time I will do something in the book of Matthew. I will say, if jumping around in Scripture is a problem for you, then I will say these Bible studies may not be for you. I'm not going to be the type who's going to read like Genesis 1 and then the next time Genesis 2. Like I'm going to be going all over the place because, like I said, I'm not going to speak on stuff that I don't know about, that I don't really have much knowledge in. You know, and all that kind of stuff. So. But, yeah, you know, I really want to build community, you know, and I've talked about on the channel, community is dead. It is literally dead. You know, family is dead, community is dead. I've talked about this on the channel a lot of times, you know, when I was talking about, like, topics like narcissism or love bombing, or, you know, or toxic narcs, or whatever it is, you know. As a matter of fact, we just talked about a Reddit post just the other day, you know, that was on the same topic I talked about a couple of months ago on orbiting. You know, so it's like, these topics, they will reemerge, they will come back. It's not just a one-time thing. I will say that. You know, there's always a lot of things to talk about when it comes to these topics. But, yeah, as far as the server goes, yeah, that's the stuff I said earlier. That's kind of what I want in the server. I mean, and another thing too, I will say, if, like, as far as, like, I know some people's going to ask, like, what's going to be your rules on, like, NSFW stuff. This is my rule of thumb. As long as it's not people doing the act or somebody butt naked, then I don't care. Because it's like, you know, people will deem things as the P word when it's actually really not. You know, I mean, even if it's just a little bit remotely lewd, oh no, you know, like, it's like, you know, but I will say, you know, if if you do struggle with lust, I will say, you know, maybe try not to get involved too much in the channels that are like that. Because I'll make like an 18+ channel for that, honestly. Like, say, like if you want to share like a picture of like Videl from DBZ in a bikini or something, you know, like I don't really think that's bad, you know. And it's like, you know, if the ladies join too, you know, the same kind of rule of thumb applies for when it comes to husbandos. If they're shirtless or whatever, I don't care, just as long as there is no sexual act, you know, or like fully naked, or like anything kind of like that, you know, like just don't use common sense. That's all I got to say. Use common sense. But
I thought you wanted to see God power in action.
But yeah, we'll just kind of hang out and chat, you know, whatever y'all want to chat about. If y'all still watching or whatever, I don't. Well, yeah, it says y'all are.
This battle will determine the strongest martial artist.
Anyway, does anybody plan on getting the Hunter x Hunter game that's coming out in July? I don't know if any of y'all are Hunter x Hunter fans, but I'm honestly so psyched for that game, because believe it or not, when J-Stars came out and Jump Force, that was one of the main reasons I bought them, because they had Killa from Hunter x Hunter, and yes, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna get it too. So it's going to be like a really cool fighting game. It's going to be by Arc System Works. So it's like, you know, basically the same people who make like Under Night, Guilty Gear, you know, the same like major company anyway. So it's like, I'm really looking forward to that game, honestly. And honestly, before I continue that, back to the server thing. If anyone that joins the server can think of like a topic, you know, for a channel, you know, hit me up on it, and you know, we can talk about it and see about maybe getting implemented a channel about it, you know. But yeah, anyway, as far as that game goes, yeah, it looks really cool. Like, I've seen like gameplay of it, and like it showed like Killa, Dawn, Hisoka, and a couple of others. I'm not gonna name them all because there's so many, but it looks to be really promising. Like I don't know if like people's gonna bad review bomb it or whatever, but it looks pretty cool to me. So I'll probably also do a review of it, because I plan on doing some more game reviews too. I actually had someone reach out to me actually and ask, like, told me that they wish that I did more game reviews on my channel of me talking about them, and I was like, I'll keep your idea in my mind, but we'll definitely do that. I would like to review. I also want to do a review on this game, honestly, because I do like Sparking Zero. But there's just like so many games I got. I got a lot of discs, y'all, and it's like, because I like discs more than digital. I try to buy a disc if I can, but yeah, it's like, you know, I want to start doing some more reviews as well, like. Because I tried to do a YouTube short, a review, and then I took it down because, like, for some reason it didn't get any views. Like, but my other shorts got some views. Like, I've had like some good luck with some of them, some bad luck with some of them. Like I've not really figured out the YouTube Shorts kind of algorithm either. So I guess this stuff just takes time, to be honest. I mean, it's all right though, but yeah. Is there any games like anybody's looking forward to? Crap. Lost Soul Aside. Yep, that is one. That's going to be a good one. I've actually got that pre-ordered. I'll have to wait for it to get here though, which is it won't come here till August, but and then I gotta wait for it to come. So, but it's going to be a really good game, I think. The main guy, honestly, kind of reminds me a little bit of Noctis from Final Fantasy 15. If any of y'all played that, I know you have, Jerry. Okay, come on, get out of here. But his looks kind of remind me a little bit like that, you know. But yeah, I think it's going to be a fantastic game. You think Noctis is hot? Nice. He's a cool guy. He kind of reminds me a lot of myself, to be honest. I always call him the emo guy from Final Fantasy. You know, he looks like he's emo. You know, but yeah, it's pretty funny that them two kind of look similar, but yeah, anyway, are you still doing pretty good, Christine, or?
Here's the inaugural match!
Hanging in there, man. That's good. I was kind of depressed a little earlier. Reading that chapter helped, I guess, though. How's your, is your hubby doing better now, or? still struggling with the same stuff, or I'm not gonna say what stuff. I know you told me some of it. But... Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries. You're free to hop in anytime. You're free to message anytime too. You know.
Looks like it's my turn.
Don't feel like a burden. You're feeling a little better. That's good. That's good. Praise the Lord. Yeah, don't feel like a burden though. You can DM anytime. I don't mind.
I'm so dead. I'm gonna give it my all.
Yeah, I haven't got to talk to him yet, but you know, like I said, I'm friends with you, so I care about y'all. So. I want him to do good too, you know. Take that, Jiren. Oh, Jiren. Oh, that was good hit. Hate Jiren? Yeah, I don't like him either. Very terrible character.
You're wide open. Stay back. Find you within the prison of time. It's time to end this. Goodbye.
Hit rules? Yeah, you got that right. Hit is cool. I like Hit. He's actually one of my favorite characters from Super.
Better wrap this up quickly.
Bam.
Looks like you've got a ways to go. Come fight me anytime.
We finally made it to the semifinals. Start it up.
Oh, I hope you have fun at work, Christine. Nope. Guess I'll try my best. Yeah, I guess it could get pretty boring sometimes, I guess. I hate BoJack. I don't know who's worse, Jiren or BoJack. They're both so bad. Yeah, I gotta fight one of my wives again.
Now it's gotten interesting.
Time to finish this!
Down for the count yet.
Garlic gun! Stand aside!
Frieza?
I've got you Prepare yourself! Not just going to roll over! Final flash! I've got you now! How wasted it! Prepare yourself!
Now let's go Super Saiyan here. Bam.
I've got you now! I've got you now!
Damn. Really?
I've got you now! I've got you now!
Damn.
You master! The greatness, you maggot! I've got you now!
Oh my gosh, dude, really? Get out of here, Frieza.
Prepare yourself! I'm a proud Saiyan warrior! You too possess a god's power. Prominence flash!
Totally missed. How about this? Nope. I blocked it. Come on, get over here. Crap. Gotcha.
Gallic gun!
Oh, okay. Damn.
Do you want a shot at revenge?
Alright, anyways, I'm going to actually end the stream here. Hopefully I can stream longer tomorrow. And whatnot, because I want to get off here and work a little bit on this Discord server,
This
so...
battle will determine the strongest martial artist in the
But,
world. Let the final round
yeah, I thank y'all for
begin.
tuning in. If you like the Bible study, you know, make sure you like the video and all that good jazz. But, yes, I will... Actually, I'll probably let the last few fights drag out on stream, but I'll probably... I will not be talking, I guess. So to say. So, yep, I will see you all in the next one. God bless you all. Enjoy the rest of the tournament here that I'm doing, and I will see you next time.
Bad. I would rather die than surrender.
This should be planted sufficient.
Dead like this.
This should be planted sufficient.
Target sighted.
Wait in the way. This should be planted sufficient.
I will always fight for the common good. Understand? Data acquired.
Better wrap this up quickly.
Find you within the prison of time! It's time to end this.
Goodbye.
I will fight till my last breath for Dr. Hangout.
Now it's my turn!
Over here. Too slow. Don't think you can enter my crosshairs and just walk away.
This contestant made it through some fierce battles to claim their well-earned glory! Amazing! Congratulations on your victory! Calling all challengers! Any fighters out there who think they've got what it takes? Wow! This is getting exciting already!